Making a game on the scale of Halo takes hundreds of people with different skills, a singular vision, and time. Lots of time. But before a game reaches store shelves, the team must create thousands of assets that are tracked in 2-week deadlines we call sprints. 343 Industries invites you to join us on our journey, creating Halo 5 Guardians from the ground up, one painting, sound, and line of code at a time. This is the sprint.
We've had some issues with the Covenant style.
Not there exactly, but it's just a question of tweaking.
Also, reminder for everyone, this map must be remixed.
The rumor is Quinn suggested to flip the map upside down. I heard it was you. Okay. Is there something we should look into?
And now sitting next to me, it's Neighbor. Neighbor, welcome to the show, bud. Thanks for having me.
In 2007, I was ranked 4th in overall free-for-all standings. The Halo 3 US Championships, I took 2nd. And in 2008, I was actually voted by the pro players that I was the best overall player. My competitive nature really started to show when I was 14. I was playing junior golf, and I was 3rd in state. At the time, I wanted to be a professional golfer, so I took all the steps necessary, at least at that age, to make that dream come true. During golf is when I started to play Halo. At first, it was more just to play with my friends. It wasn't anything that was too competitive, but sooner or later, there was a tournament that was close by. It was a local tournament, and I won.
Neighbor on a spree, and check that out. The new sniper coming up. Thank you, Bravo, for the heads up. I'll take the double kill and the triple.
During the time, I think it was 2006, there were pro players that are actually signed to $250,000 contracts. So these kids are, my age, were making $250,000. Yeah, once I got my first check, my parents were accepting of professional Halo. We're like, okay, you need to start practicing more. So since I've retired from the pro gaming scene, I now work at 343 Industries. Some of the guys on the pro team actually moved out here, and we all live in the same house together. Myself, Eric Gosayama Hewitt, and Sean Dursky Swiderski. Currently, right now, we're working with design for the Midship Remix, and the ideas we have floating around are pretty exciting.
Just before we go into this, we have a meeting at 3:30 with Concept, where Concept's going to start drawing us pretty pictures.
Yeah.
So we need to all kind of agree on, even if we don't have the geo, we're going to do
theme,
these things, but we need to have a direction so that Smart doesn't say we're idiots.
So we have to pick something.
Yeah, we have to come to in this meeting, we need to come up
So
with
we're not leaving this meeting to go to the bathroom, Vic. All right? This is like jury duty, bro. We got to come up with a consensus. This might be a terrible question, but how much would it be, could we even change it from being Covenant to something else?
No.
Okay.
It has to, all of the shells and stuff will need to stay, I think, largely intact.
But we're gonna have, this map especially is gonna be the biggest one, the difficult one to remix, because it's a small space and.
But it should feel very different gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
It needs to feel like a different map.
I meant did the level crash into a planet?
Are we getting jungle type?
I can make a suggestion right now, seeing as how the original is already in space. I would like to see the remix on land.
Yeah, it's crashed into the world, and then we
with
could add some
really
puddles.
bright sunlight, vegetation coming in, maybe something.
Could we get, so how much could we
So let's get to the point that everybody wants, the map. The upside down version of the map.
I know.
Can we talk about this?
That idea.
Can we talk about this? Because you brought it up.
Not on my, hey, I thought this idea was awesome.
I like the upside down idea. I really do. It's just.
But we want to also.
Is it going to work?
I want bang for our buck, and if we have to spend a lot of time trying to make upside down work, I'd rather we just rip out the center area of the map and
Sure, there's another similar one where it's a curvy one. So that's pretty cool.
Before we go any further, just to be clear, throw out a couple of your ideas for changes that would make this different.
I think Like, let's say we have that center platform. What if that was more, instead of a floating guy, what if it was an anchored, like, legitimate physical tower in the center?
This guy. So this becomes almost like a building.
Oh yeah, a physical tower.
Yeah.
All right. I would crash it on a planet. I would have a lot of light, maybe some little drops of rain coming through, and then the rest would all be different configuration in the center.
I mean, that sounds fine to me personally.
And I think if we have good atmospherics going and color grading, I think we could make this look like it's been sitting around for 100 years. Is this good with you guys? Do you guys are all good with that idea? Is that the idea that we could go with?
Yeah.
So everyone agrees.
Big change to the center. That's like all of our effort will mostly be spent there. And then we'll kind of like seal off some rooms, maybe change some ramps around. A team will be finishing the original map as well, so we're gonna have to be finishing 2 maps in parallel.
Face of excitement over there.
Yeah, the face of excitement as his face is all twisted up.
You know, Midship is a map that, you know, every Halo fan that's played the previous game before knows and loves, and with the remix, we need to put that same flavor to that map, but also give it a new twist. Yeah, we recently just found out the official names for Midship and Midship Remix. For Midship, it's going to be called Truth, and for Midship Remix, it's called Regret. So it's a little Easter egg for you campaign guys out there.
Untitled Rockets. I was Rockets, bottom middle. Top mid. Top mid.
What we want to do with remixes is try to make them different from the originals.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
You like that play?
What was that?
You like that play?
So what we're thinking about doing is we'll bring pink back and the ramps to it, but we'll remove the top. You won't be able to get on top of pink anymore. That's going to be a big change for remix itself.
Shot bomb center. I got him. Top center with rocks, one shot.
Car's weak, car's weak.
There's 2 there too. 2 there.
Oh my god, get owned, Eric. Paul, you record that? See, Jeremy, this is what I'm talking about, like this spawn, where there's those 2 shields that extend to those top windows of the bases. If those weren't actually connected, what people are doing is basically strafing in and out from the window and shooting from that area.
Kind of point out.
Yeah.
I kind of get what you guys are talking about, but
So it's this right here. You can easily just poke in and evade back without having any consequence. To where if this was separated and this player had to make it.
Separated how?
Just if this, just like if this was cut a little bit. So you had to jump to land on it.
Yeah, pretty much just like a broken bridge. You could just walk back.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can give that a try. Make sure you add that in
To one
the feedback stuff for tomorrow, or that I'll get tomorrow.
Okay. Cool.
This is the base screenshot that I got from Vic, and then I changed the lighting and tried to make it look like it crashes onto one of the Halo rings. It still reminds you of the old level. I couldn't break it up too much,
I was actually a bit skeptical at first when it comes to the idea of having what we call remixes. The initial intent is reusability. At first, before that meeting, I thought that we were going to take all these assets and revamp it in a way where we would have a different layout with a very similar atmosphere. But it was not the case. What Vic wanted to do was having a different layout and a very different atmosphere. But if we change the whole thing drastically, how much reusability can we have between these levels? And that's the big question in a certain way.
Yeah, every day Pro Team writes up a feedback document to give me. Like here we were talking about how we could have something up here on the top to ricochet grenades off of. is I actually added this thing coming from the ceiling that helps the grenades bounce into here and, you know, grenade the center of the map. So they knock right down in the center to players that are down here. So you can see where the grenades kind of exploded. So this is another one of those spots we were talking about because it was coming out here, right? And it connected this whole location. So what I did was I kind of brought this out a little bit so there was still a little bit of a platform and players can jump over to the ledge over here. It's a little bit more difficult because you have to actually jump from one side to the other, but it still provides that flow that we had before.
And what's going on with Pink Tower over here?
Basically, we kind of chose to, what if we open this back up, you know, open the roof for this guy here. So I kind of went in here and just blew it up. It opens the ramps back up, but you can't get to Pink 3 anymore. We'll play test it tomorrow and I'll get more feedback. And this iteration process continues every other day. We'll solidify the layout by Thursday. That way it'll be done and ready for final play test on Friday. And then I hand it off to Art.
Are you guys ready? Okay. Here's what we've been doing for the past 2 months. We've gotten everything in place. Everything is here. Everything that's going to be in the map is here, minus that last 20% of magical stuff like trim and final materials. Did you guys see the little moving eyeball? So look right there. See that? Oh.
So what, they'll always be up like that?
No. If someone's inside.
If someone's inside, they'll be up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Some of the ships flying around like fishies still.
There they are.
Yeah.
They are.
One thing, just one thing. It's not major, but these windows. That design here, I'm still pretty undecided about that. It's very simple. I think we could have been pushing that, just that area.
Just make it look like that.
If we have the single window here, I have something that would just encourage having a central section bigger and 2 supporting windows on the side. So I mean,
Yeah, that sounds
I would go into something more like that.
Okay.
This is the only thing when it comes to the geo. The rest is just looking badass, everything.
Can we open up the remix on this one? Is the idea the roof is collapsed or something or torn off?
Roof is just eroded. It is gone.
Look at that.
Like it got blown off in space and this thing just landed.
We could put back that awesome nipple that was there before the
I
udder.
don't like the
I
udder.
love the big udder.
The space nipple.
Yeah.
No.
That was sweet.
Yeah, it was going to be a nightmare to try to figure out a.
Huge nightmare.
And what was it besides bouncing grenades that it did for design?
Bouncing grenades.
Just bouncing grenades?
It was by far the most amazing designed backboard for grenades of all time in the existence of Halo. But
Okay.
we don't necessarily need to have that if we're not going to be able to get the map done.
So the schedule is that this is due on Friday of this week, and today I am just trying to wrap up as many things as I can, and we just broke down all the assignments into little sticky notes. So right now I'm working on center structure construction, and it's estimated that it'll take 10 days. And you can see this is what we started out with in the game design version. All this really hot pink stuff is the game design, and we have to art it up. And I can show you in game. So here's a shot of the center, trying to add some more life to the environment. So we got some foliage going on the outside for the skybox to make it feel like this thing's been here for a while and it's overgrown. We got some space birds. So we got a lot done in a month, but we still have all this left. I think we'll get there.
Yeah, so as you know, we have some pros working within the studio, but we also are having pros from the outside come in to give their feedback to our designers.
Yeah, we're gonna play a new mode, all right? All right, now we're calling it Breakout.
It was really like next to impossible for me to push mid.
So, I mean, we're trying to make Breakout as competitive as possible. Like, that's kind of our main goal in these changes.
You guys ready? So I played like a ton of paintball growing up, and speedball was just sort of like the ultimate competitive, evenly balanced 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 sport. And when we were looking at building a new mode for Halo, we really wanted something completely different.
Breakout!